illegals try to protest to prove their value, but it backfired and only proved the destruction that they are causing. Thousands of protesters have blocked one of the busiest, most congested major highways in our country, Highway 101 in Los Angeles, in hopes to fight against Donald Trump, deportation, and ICE. February 3rd has gained traction as a day without immigrants, where they were to close businesses, their kids were to skip school, and they were to refrain from shopping in hopes to hurt the U.S. economy. So in hopes to force Americans to recognize their contribution, they have blocked tens of thousands of real Americans from going to work. They fly their Mexican flag while blasting music from the cartels on social media. They have been burning the American flag and are trying to hurt the U.S. economy. Here is another example from Atlanta, Georgia. And I have to ask the question of, is this showing a group of people who are so very grateful that they had an incredible opportunity to live in the United States for 15, 20 years and earn money in dollars so that now they can go back to their country in a much better financial state and have a very high standard of living in Mexico? Or is this a group of people who perhaps have failed to grasp the opportunity in the United States and are still in the same or worse position financially and mentally as they are when they came in to the United States? They are proving themselves to be an ungrateful generation who hates America but refuses to leave it. And not just that, they have also told ICE where they should go. So this has backfired on them so heavily. Please make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel as we check out some videos from the protests happening around our nation. It could be a really refreshing reminder to these people that undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants, only make up less than 5% of the American workforce. So as they're trying to prove how valuable they are threatening police officers. Do they really believe that seeing this chaos makes Americans want to scream at the top of their lungs, "Oh, let them stay, give them their papers"? Here they are also in North Carolina protesting against Trump.
No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state.
No fear, no hate, no ICE in our states. If you guys believe that America is so fearful, so hateful, and you don't want ICE around, you know where maybe they don't have those things in your guys' opinion? Maybe in the countries that you came from. So why not just go back if it's so wonderful there? This is another angle from the protest in Los Angeles, and it's pretty wild that there's basically a half American flag there, but the rest of it is Mexican flags. And it just begs the question of, if they love Mexico so much, then why are they so unwilling to leave the United States? The U.S. is not Mexico, and states that used to be a part of Mexico are no longer. They love Mexican culture, the food, the music, the people, and the government. So why don't they just simply go to Mexico? They will have a much happier life there. I'm going to get really stereotypical for a second, because Mexico is home to 5 of the over 2,000 billionaires in the world. There is so much opportunity in Mexico. However, maybe it is a little bit more difficult because you can't spend your entire day smoking weed, listening to music, and working at a fast food restaurant and be able to make a living. Instead, people have made billions of dollars in Mexico from telecommunications, mining, retail, media, food and beverage, and financial investments. So there's so much opportunity in Mexico, but instead they rather live in the United States and get paid high wages for low-level jobs. Many immigrants do come into the U.S. and they do incredible work, and there is a very big need for people who are bilingual. So there is definitely a place for legal immigrants in the United States. However, these illegal immigrants who are protesting have been blasting this song on top of the videos of the protest. And I want to read to you the lyrics. I am Mexican. This is my flag. I will raise it wherever I want. Green, white, and red until death. And guess what? The person who wrote this song actually did just die recently, September of last year. His name is rapper Lefty SM, and he was shot dead in Mexico at only 31 years old. Apparently, some gang members broke in to his house, and I have to ask the question as to why do these Mexicans living in America look up to this guy? You would think that they would have some type of better influence, and that would be the reason as to why they could actually have a successful life in Mexico. But instead, they look up to drug dealers and gang members and cartel music, and then they wonder as to why they are not in the position in life that they would like to be in. The amount of videos, Instagram reels that I saw that was playing that song is absolutely insane. Now, Mexicans make up 45% of the undocumented workforce, and here are the states that are most congested with illegal immigrants. Texas and California has a lot of them. And so it is just pretty hilarious that they came out with these protests to basically say, hey, here we are. Here is where ICE needs to put their focus to. Americans love Mexican people, and we love the fact that so many of them have immigrated to this country legally. However, when they take to the streets to try to intimidate and scare and try to force Americans to recognize their value, they are basically just embarrassing themselves. And one of the biggest topics right now is liberals going out to do street interviews, and they find MAGA supporters and they say, how much money do you think undocumented immigrants pay in taxes? And then a lot of times MAGA says, oh, they probably don't pay anything. And then they're like, oh, well, did you know that in 2022 they paid $96.7 billion in taxes? And it's like, oh, okay, that's wonderful. But how much tax was collected in 2022? $4.9 trillion. That's less than 2% of all the taxes. So yeah, it seems like a big number, but the US is a gigantic economy. It just seems like Americans are done being gaslit and told that they need to support illegal immigration or else they are bad people. People have been sharing memes like this. Mexican pride, make America Mexico again. F you, viva Mexico. Okay, buddy, back to Mexico you go. Oh no, this is unfair. Don't send me to Mexico. My life is ruined. Mexico is a beautiful country. You guys are right. There's absolutely nothing wrong with living in Mexico. This has to be one of the most ghetto things that you can possibly do. When I was in Peru, I drove about 13 hours away from the capital of Lima, and I went to a small town where they were having gigantic protests and were blocking the highway. They were throwing rocks at people, and it just shows that they have a mentality that is completely uncivilized, and this is not welcomed in America. Sorry. Other normal Mexicans are embarrassed by these Mexicans. Look at how angry they are that these trucks have pulled up with the American flag.
Guess I'm not leaving as soon as I thought.
This type of behavior is disgraceful. This is pretty infuriating. This guy Anthony posted as LAPD were about to make arrests all of the police officers just left. I haven't seen anything like this. Hundreds of police with zip ties, and all of them have just left. No arrest. Protesters shout in victory as police leave the area. Somebody needs to remind these people that this is exactly what the American people have voted for, and they are outnumbered in the hundreds of millions. This post says that LAPD has announced that they are going to be making arrests, and that is so good because what these people are doing is incredibly dangerous and barbaric. One New Yorker has taken to social media to share how happy she is to see all of these deportations and the incredible change it has made in her community.
What? So you mean to tell me there's no drunks at this time blasting their fucking cumbia on their little bootleg JBL speakers?
Bootleg.
Catcalling me? What? I'm loving it. I'm loving this piece. Ooh. Give me more.
It's difficult because I almost feel the need to be a little bit stereotypical in saying that the people who flee Mexico are the ones who haven't been able to recognize opportunity in Mexico. So what makes us think that they're going to be able to do it here? Instead, they have just been on the streets drinking all night and partying because of the opportunity. And perhaps they haven't saved money and been taking advantage of opportunity to be able to go back to Mexico and have a good standard of life. I just got back to the US from a vacation to Peru, and everybody has been posting about Walmarts being empty, and I am so excited to do a Walmart check to go to my local Walmart and see if anything has changed. Check out this video.
Mis amores, aquí rapidito. Miren cómo está el Walmart vacío, sin gente. Ayer aquí no vino ni un solo latino. Y aquí sigo, miren cómo están todas estas cajas que siempre están llenas, las filas son inmensas, no hay nadie, ni un latino por aquí.
I just want to make like a PSA. Americans are going to be fine without all of the illegal immigrants here. And I believe that that's obvious. In other news, the Grammys in many ways was a woke, catastrophic mess. People who are able to live so unrelated to reality and get away with it. But here we have a lady named Joy Villa who went with a MAGA hat that says the hat stays on, and this is what she had to say about illegal immigrants.
I think the ones that should be deported are being deported. To be honest, I'm a Latina. My family came from this country to this country legally.
Yes.
And I love to see rapists, human traffickers deported. I don't want to see them here. I want us to be free for all colors, for all people. Like, that's what makes America great again. So we can create, so we can live. Like, as an artist, as a musician, I want to be able to walk at night and not think that I'm going to get killed by an illegal alien. And so those are the people getting deported, and those are the people that should get deported.
Isn't it crazy that somebody needs to come out and say something as basic but as true as this? Because our society has gotten just so far away from basic principles. Donald Trump truly is a man of his word. He has collaborated with the president of Mexico, and they are going to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border separating Mexico and the United States. We have Justin Trudeau posting that Canada is making new commitments to appoint a fentanyl czar. Donald Trump and the people who care about securing our border are the people who love the United States and want the best for American citizens. The people who are fighting against that could care less about this country. So this guy here has over 1 million social media followers, and this is what he is encouraging other illegals to do.
Que andan diciendo que el lunes 3 de febrero no vayamos a trabajar y que no compremos nada en las tiendas para que sientan el peso que tenemos los latinos.
The only difference that Americans probably noticed on February 3rd was that the stores were emptier, there was less traffic, and the streets were clearer. So basically, your point is completely backfiring.
Voy a decir una cosa, yo los lunes nunca voy a trabajar porque amanezco bien crudo. Y así como de que pues vaya y compre, pues tampoco, porque ya los 600 varos que me paga el patrón el viernes, Entre sábado y domingo me los mamo, ya el lunes no traigo nada, entonces,
Oh, that's so
pues
embarrassing.
de que vaya a trabajar no voy a ir. Y pues de que vaya a comprar, pues tampoco, como les digo, porque no va a traer dinero. Ando bien crudo.
I mean, this guy, he manages his money so poorly, and then he talks about the value that he's adding to the economy. This girl's really holding up an abolish ICE sign.
It's your duty to call him. My attorney.
It is so unfortunate that these protesters are giving such a bad look to amazing, wonderful Mexican people who actually abide by the law. Mr. Donald Trump is putting an end to all of this ridiculousness. Please make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.